Hello, folks. I have something a little different for y'all. This is going to actually be just a little clip from an upcoming um, interview. About a month ago, I had the honor of talking to a guy who had served in special operations, and he wanted to basically give me a deathbed confession. The doctors said if he's lucky, he'd make it a month. He has a heart problem. He was on, oxygen and that kind of stuff. So he wanted to tell me his story and then have me relate it to y'all in one of my episodes. So I was recording our conversation, which went on for about 5 hours. And since I was just recording for my own purposes, the audio is not the best. But by the end of the conversation, he said he would like for me to go ahead and make the conversation public that we had, so that a friend of his wife could hear what really happened from his own mouth. And so just be patient with the audio. And also, there's a lot of F-bombs. This is a 5-hour interview. I'm going to have to cut down or edit down for time, as well as get rid of the F-bombs. I mean, we were just two ex-military guys talking about a situation. There are a lot of F-bombs. So just be patient, and I'll see you in a minute.
This is okay. I haven't even got to the fucking kicker. Okay, so you were asking questions. Okay, all right. Here's the fucking kicker. This thing had a fucking a radio collar on its fucking ankle. This was the one that he was fucking tracking. Okay, so this is where the guy fucking failed. Okay, all right. By this point, I guess this damn thing's battery operated. Well, he has no. He wasn't tracking. He had this shit all folded up. He had that gear packed away. He wasn't tracking this fucking thing as we were going back to HC.
Well, that was pretty ignorant.
He could. Now he claims that the fucking battery that he had no power to the equipment.
Well, I suppose that's possible if he was using it all day. I mean, batteries do die.
So it had this. It looked like it was a metal. It was like a steel band. Okay, with four box type of. It looked like four boxes that were attached to a metal. If I remember correctly, I think that metal it looked like a big ass metal collar that was. Okay. It was 3.5, maybe 4 inches wide. And it had four boxes on it. Thick, like boxes. I don't know what the fuck was. I don't know if that tracking part of it. Because there was which.
What were the boxes? Were the boxes like the size of a cigarette pack, or were they bigger?
Yeah, how'd you know that?
Just guessing.
Nah, come on, Rick. Really, how'd you know that? That's exactly what they look like. That's a perfect analogy. They look like cigarette on but there was four of them.
That's just what I would think would be a logical design for something like that. That's all.
Yeah, I had never seen anything like that before. So that goes to So of course, my question is one, who the fuck put the collar on her? Okay. And of course, this guy's not answering any fucking questions at this point. We're ready to kill this son of a bitch. I won't be honest. I'm surprised that guy made it out of the fucking woods. To be honest with you, I mean, I found this out. I found this out. Later. But those guys actually were contemplating about putting a fucking bullet in that and leaving him out there and said, "Fuck Sasquatch got his ass." But yeah. Yeah, both of them.
So this tracking collar, did it appear like it had been there for a long time, like hair had grown around it, and maybe even skin, like it was depressed into the leg itself? You know how when an animal has something wrapped around it, the skin will actually grow around it.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, not like that. How you could tell it was been there for a while. You could tell by the had it to that'll look. You could tell that they were probably trying to walk through water to try to get the damn thing off. You know what I mean? It had a little bit of rust and shit on it. Um, it looked like it had been painted like a military green, and you can see where it had been scratched up and dented, and the paint was peeling off of it, and yeah, it looked pretty old.
Or did you say it was OD green?
Yes. Yep.
Well, that's an interesting choice of color.
How so? I mean, it looked like military-ish type of shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
It looked like it,
that's exactly
huh?
that's exactly what I mean. It's OD green. That's Army, Army Marine. That's military.
Yeah, it was Army green.
So but
It,
what I'm saying is that's not like uh, a civilian choice. I mean, a civilian scientist would probably have chosen a color that matched the fur color, or maybe a gray, or some other color than an OD green.
but see, that's not the first question that came to my mind. The first thing that came to my fucking mind, you know, it didn't look like it was like I said, it looked like the 4 cigarette packs on a big band of metal wrapped around her left leg. But the thing about it is I'm thinking, I just saw her pick up my best friend and smash him against a fucking tree with ease, and you're telling me that she could pull this thing off of her leg?
Well, probably not without breaking her ankle. I mean, it's steel. There are limits. I know they can rip doors off of cars, but still, depending on how thick that steel is, she would have had to break her leg.
Yeah, it was pretty hefty. It was pretty heavy. Something from if I had to guess, it looked like something that would have been made maybe in the 60s, maybe 70s.
You mean like
It had that old military look. If that makes any sense. You could tell it had been on there.
like old shackles?
Yes. Yep. That's a perfect analogy. Yep. It's been on there for a fucking.
But I mean, as far as the thickness of the steel, it was like those old shackles you see in the movies that are really, really big and thick.
It looked like an old slave ship. That's the best analogy I could. It looked like the
So it's
slaves and shackles.
so it's feasible to think that she would not have been able to bust it off without breaking her ankle.
Yeah, but I think with it, yeah, I, I guess unless, I couldn't see the inside. It wasn't removed in my presence, so I really I would love to, I would love to see what that thing looked like off. You know what I mean?
Well, I know if I was going to design something like that, there wouldn't be a locking mechanism. It would have been welded so it was one solid piece of steel. Because,
It was one piece of solid. It was one. I didn't see anywhere where you didn't see a beginning or ending. If you understand what I'm saying. I didn't see where there would be where they, where two ends were come together that are fastened. I didn't see anything.
so it was welded together. And the thing about that is that if she'd have tried to break that off, not only would she have fucked up her ankle, which would impede her ability to move anymore, it potentially could have severed her Achilles tendon, which again she would be a cripple.
Which would have killed her.
Being a cripple, yeah, she would have had a hard time surviving. Yeah, but I mean, that wouldn't have killed her. It just would have hobbled her. She wouldn't have been able to walk anymore.
But okay, but the whole moral of this thing is what I'm trying to government fucking knows about these things. They're tracking them. They know where they live. Things are on a fucking regular basis. If these things are killing women, killing children, killing just human beings, they know about this. These fucking missing persons and where these they know. I can't say they know where everyone. The male didn't have a track, but this particular female did. And the fact that I have two civilian type, two nerdy fucking, these two guys. In my whole 14 years, I never, I worked with civilians, but I'm not in the field. Never in the field. Even the Gulf War, I didn't work with civilians in the field.
Oh, I did.
I didn't. So.
All right, folks. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of F-bombs in there. It's going to take some time for me to edit this down from a 5-hour interview or discussion to a much more manageable interview that y'all will be patient enough to get through. And it's going to take me a long time to edit out all the F-bombs. So if you happen to know of a program out there that can go through an audio track and bleep out F-bombs, yeah, leave it in the comments below. So I will get this done as soon as possible. I told him I would do it as a memorial to him and his friend, and also so that his friend's wife can finally, after 30 years, hear the truth about what happened to her husband. So I'm going to work on this as quickly as I can. Again, if you know a program, please leave it in the comments below. And until next time, y'all take it easy.